Good morning, happy Saturday. Welcome in to My Sweet Home Living. My name is Tracy Campbell. I'm excited to be here with you today and some other creative ladies from the Chuck Berry Circle invited me to join them for what is it? Oh, I just went blank. Oh my gosh, I've got 5 little pumpkins in my brain, but I know that's not it. A Tale of Two Pumpkins. There we go. I've had numbers and pumpkins switched around in my head. There we go. A Tale of Two Pumpkins. Nothing like going blank when you hit the live button, right? Good morning. Come on in. Hey, Miss Christy, how are you? Thanks so much for inviting me. I'm so honored and excited to be with you all this morning for a fun pumpkin project. Listen, we've got 30 minutes. We're going to hop on board, so y'all hold on to your seat because here we go. We've got a fun project to whip out. I hope it turns out the way I have planned in my head. And I do need to give credit to one of my followers in my All Things Primitive group. She shared this idea and I loved it. And I thought, you know what? I've got to make one of those. And so I think her name is Susan or Susie, I can't remember for sure, shared a photo of a project that she had made, and it was so cute, and I thought, you know what, that's going to be perfect. I'm going to try to make one as well. Do you all ever do that? Good morning, Miss Brandy, Miss Becky, good morning. I have several things on the craft table this morning, including a water bottle, an empty water bottle. We're going to use this. It's not going to show, but we are going to use it. I have one of these paper mache hat boxes. A while ago, I bought a set of 3 of these at Hobby Lobby, and this is one that we're using today. It's one of my last bigger ones that I have. So we're going to give this a quick coat of black matte chalk paint while you all are hopping in here real quick. And this will dry while we're doing all the cutesy stuff. So I can't wait to see who's here this morning. Thank you so much, Miss Christy. I appreciate you, friend. If you would love to watch all day today for this event, it's been shared into the Chuck Berry Circle Facebook group. The link is in my video description so that you can find your way there really easy and be inspired all day long with some fun pumpkin projects. They always have the cutest themes, and they are some super sweet ladies over there, and I just appreciate them so much for thinking of me, to invite me to join us. Oh, Miss Sandra, be safe and safe travels. Thank you so much for hopping on this morning. I appreciate you, friend. Have a wonderful weekend. I know it's going to be a great weekend weather-wise to do lots of things outside. Yeah, this is kind of hard to hold on to and paint at the same time. Where's that third hand when I need it? All right, I'm just giving this a quick, just a dry brush almost. It's not completely a dry brush, but it's almost a dry brush. And making a mess at the same time. So I'm not going to be concerned if it's not completely covered. See that little area right there? I kind of like that. I kind of like it. It's going to give us that primitive look. All right, see how quick that went on? While y'all been hopping on here. Good morning, Miss Stephanie. Oh, thank you so much, girl. Same to you. I've been missing everybody. Been traveling the last week and kind of been out of the loop for a little bit. So excited to get back in here and craft some fall. Before you know it, it's going to be time for Christmas. Can you believe that? All right. Time just flies away. This top part, I'm going to make sure it's covered just a little bit more. Not completely solid coat, just a little bit. And I'm just using an old chippy brush to just kind of get this dry brush look to it. These paper mache boxes are so much fun to use, and they're really cheap. And like I said, I had this one left over, and it's just been sitting here in the corner waiting for the right project. And I think today's project is going to be perfect for it. So I'm giving this a quick coat of black chalk paint for those of you that are just hopping on. I am taking my brush strokes in the same direction so that it kind of looks somewhat nice as it dries. Gosh, that's really bright when that is so strange how that light, it does not look that bright. Those uncovered areas are not that bright in person. That's so strange. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And while that's drying, we're moving right along. I don't think we're going to need this black paintbrush anymore for today's project. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up and set it to the side. And then I'll rinse that out when I'm finished. Let me get this paint off of my hands and my arms because I'll have it all over everything. Now, there were a couple of things that I'm using today that I did have to prepare ahead of time in order to squeeze this into a quick 30 minutes for you guys. Applesauce pumpkins. I made these last year. I do have the video on my page and on my YouTube channel. I just got black on those. Are these little applesauce pumpkins. They are so easy to make. I can't remember the ingredients right off the top of my head, other than I know it's applesauce and I think skull glue. But I can share this with you if you'd like. Just put applesauce or a pumpkin recipe. How about you put that in the comments, and I can come back and make sure that I give you that recipe or the link to the video replay where you can make these. These are what I'm using today. They smell amazing, even though these have been made over a year ago. And I have 5 of them. So those of you that have little ones and you remember nursery rhymes, or maybe you've been in the preschool world like I have been for several years in the classroom, 5 little pumpkins. To me, that's something that's fun for Halloween for kids. We don't do a ton of Halloween decorating around here, but I do love some fun little Halloween type pumpkins, but we all do the cutesy stuff, nothing scary or gory. And these aren't even going to be like jack-o'-lanterns. These are just literally going to be little pumpkins, but you could draw little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin faces on them if you want. But this is all I'm using, these 5 little pumpkins and this water bottle. Now, like I said, this project was inspired by another creative. She's just a regular watcher, and she is part of my All Things Primitive group, and she shared this photo of a sweet little project that she had made, and I fell in love with it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. I love it. Pumpkin, good. Put the pumpkin recipe in there, and then I will share the video replay link with you that has the recipe on it. I should have had it written down. It's super simple. I do know that much. I have some Model Magic right here. You could use anything. You could use some tin foil wadded up in a ball. You could use maybe even some pillow stuffing. I didn't think about that, but all I'm doing is I'm making a head shape. Can't talk this morning. A head shape, and then on the bottom I'm just punching out a little hole so that I can fit this over my water bottle lid. Okay, you see where we're going with this? So we have something that looks like this. Now, I probably should have filled the bottom of this with some dried beans because it's going to be a little top heavy. I am going to glue this down to the top of my box here in a minute though, so it'll be okay probably. There we go. All right, y'all are wanting that pumpkin recipe, and it's so easy. I'll be more than happy to share it with you. I think for right now, let's get, I'm going to use, you can use cheesecloth, creepy cloth, you can use any kind of natural colored material, whatever you have. We're making a sweet little primitive ghost to go along with these 5 little pumpkins. And so if you're not familiar with the song, the kids song 5 Little Pumpkins, 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate, and I think there is even a mention of a little ghost possibly. So that's the theme that I'm going with, and we're going to kind of make this a little display piece. Let me see if this is dry enough. Yeah, I think so. There we go. This is going to be our little base, now, even though it's still drying a little bit. So I'm going to make a little label to go on the front right here. And our little ghost is going to sit right on the top like so, with the 5 little pumpkins sitting around it. Now I thought about even making a little bit of a little wooden gate. All I have are popsicle sticks, and I'm not quite sure that's going to give me the look that I'm wanting. So we're just going to go with the 5 little pumpkins If I have a little pumpkin sitting on a fence, I think that's actually how it goes. Let's see here. Let's glue this water bottle down first, because I think that's going to help me fix that ghost up like we need it to. These are some really easy items to get your hands on, so nothing is too complicated. Let's get that on there. Now that bottle probably will melt a little bit because I have hot glue, but I do want to make sure that it sticks down really good. This would be super cute to have a little candy stash in here, sitting by your front door on a little entryway table would be super sweet. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, I have creepy cloth. I have cheesecloth somewhere, and lo and behold, I could not find it this morning. It may be over with my jar stash. I've been whipping out jars like a mad lady over the last couple of months, and so I've been using my cheesecloth for those jars. This creepy cloth, I think you can get it at the Dollar Tree. I've had this forever, and I have, sometimes it already comes stained, so you don't have to coffee stain it, but I like to add a little bit of extra grunge to it. I need another layer though, that's the problem here. Let me see here what we can do. I know what I'll do here. And you gotta think on the fly. We're gonna use a piece of this packing paper underneath of it. Like so. And then we'll trim the bottom. We'll trim around the bottom here in a little bit. Okay? Thank you. Hey, Miss Brandy. Hey, Miss Denise. Michelle, how are you all this morning? And let's see if this will look. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Okay. So let's trim off this ugly paper because we don't need it all. I just kind of need to hide that bottle, and I don't have enough layers of my creepy cloth at my fingertips this morning. Okay, this will kind of help give it a little extra fluff too. It won't be quite as of a droopy ghost. I don't want a droopy ghost. Okay, I'm just going around the base and then just trimming that up so that this paper doesn't actually show. There we go. Doop, doop. Clean up on aisle 5. There we go. Now let's get the creepy cloth, and this will. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Now we're going to use some homespun, some Black & Check homespun fabric, which is so cute for. This is going to tie in the black that we have on the paper mache box, and it's going to make this a sweet little prim ghost. Okay. I don't know if y'all hear my rooster out there. Their door opened at 8 o'clock. As soon as I hit the live button, that's when their door was scheduled to open. And I heard him as soon as the door opened this morning. Okay, let me turn this around so I can see it, because we're going to have to whip this together super quick. And this is probably the biggest part of the project, is this little ghost. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap this around twice because I really want that check to show. Okay, make sure it's not twisted, and then I'll show you all when I get it tied over here. And I'm just going to do a real simple little tie off, a little tie knot on the side. Okay, and yeah, let's knot it so that it doesn't, make sure it doesn't have a lopsided head there. Okay. Tie it one more time so that it stays tight. Okay. Now I'm going to crumple that paper down. Oh, look how sweet this is already. You see where we're going with this, right? Okay, now this is going to be a little topper for our box. We're getting there, we're getting there. So easy. I think I want to put a little star. If the star's not too big anyway, let's see. A little star right here. I'm going to have to draw some eyes on it. Star or no star? Y'all tell me what you think. Star or no star right there. Probably could add a couple of sprigs of Sweet Annie on there too. Okay, I have a piece of, I know I described my ink pen. There we go. A piece of coffee stained muslin fabric. Okay, good morning, Miss Linda. It's going to be so cute. And it's a super fun, friendly Halloween, if you will. A piece of muslin coffee stained fabric here. I'm going to put, I don't know, I'm thinking about 5 little pumpkins because I want to take these applesauce, these little primitive applesauce pumpkins, and I want to just arrange these just so simply around the top, around the bottom of the ghost, I should say. Some of them will stack so that they look, and then we're going to add a little hang tag. We're going to safety pin a little hang tag on that ghost. How cute is that? And so it's going to smell good too. You like the star? Like the star? Like the star? Okay. All right. Then I'm going to get the star ready. Let's get this little label ready. You all seen me do these little labels before. Let me show you on this one. I love to create these little fabric labels that look like they're hand stitched. So I don't hand stitch them. I cheat a little bit. I use one of these little gel pens. This is a Pilot brand G2. I don't know if y'all want to see that. Whoop, my chubby paint covered fingers there. Is it going to work? Pilot G2 gel pen. These are perfect for writing on the fabric like this. Good morning, Miss Alyssa. Good morning, Pammy. You like it? Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a big size label to go on the front of this box. Now, I'm thinking I could, 5 little pumpkins would be pretty big, but I could make it 2 lines. Y'all tell me what I should put on the label. I'm up for suggestions. Hey, Monique, how are you, friend? You like the star? Let me get the star on there while you all are talking about ideas on what to put on the label. And then I'll come back and look at that here in just a minute. All right. There's our little star right there. The pins, Regina, no, I didn't get it anywhere special. I don't even know. Probably just Walmart. You love those pens? I do too. They're great for writing on fabric. Absolutely. Victoria, I love the way you put that because it just jogged my memory. If you put exclamation mark, notify, all one word, no spaces, that will make sure that your notifications are turned on. 2 lines would be fine. You think so? Hey, Miss Lois, I didn't see you pop on. How are you, friend? There we go. Okay. While I am, you know what? I don't know if I have, I'm just going to make 2 little eyes. And you know what? I'm trying to think. This paper underneath is actually probably a good thing, actually, because it's going to soak up the little eyes for my marker. I'm just going to make 2 little eyes and maybe there. Keeping it simple. I am horrible with drawing eyes, so I'm just going to draw 2 eyes and a little mouth. I don't know. Maybe I should make my eyes and mouth a little bit bigger. I'm taking recommendation. Let's see here. 2 lines. Okay. There we go. Somebody got their notifications turned on. Got yours at Walmart too, Deanie? How 5 little pumpkins. That's cute. I like that. All right, so let's see. I need something kind of hard to write on. My table kind of has a little bit of a cushion under it. And you know what? Let me... I'm trying to judge size here. Okay, let's do... I'm going to write out the number 5, though. This is a pretty big label, so I kind of have to judge my sizing. So since I want to do 2 lines, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fold this in half. And that'll kind of help me. I can always tear my fabric if it's doesn't quite work out, but let's start on this side. I kind of, you know how when you're freehanding something, you kind of got to plan it out in your head before you kind of start writing. That's kind of where stage I'm in here. So I'm going to write pumpkins first on this one. And I want this to look hand stitched. So if your lines are kind of jagged, that just adds to the look that you might want. So don't fret over not having perfectly straight handwriting, because really that's not going to be realistic anyway. So just try to keep your letters all sized, proportionate to each other. That's really the best tip, I think, is to just try to keep things proportionate. And I'm just, you know what, I didn't even think about it. I'm already writing out the whole word pumpkins instead of shortening it, but I think that's okay, because I think it's going to work out spacing wise just fine. So this part, all right, I have pumpkins on there, just like so. That's the bottom, okay? So since that's probably that's going to be my longest word, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my label down to size so that I know how much room I have for the top line. And I am, let's see. Oh goodness, this is the brain work right here, is just getting your spacing right. This is the most complicated part. Who would have thought? Let's see here. My comments stopped scrolling. I'm gonna have to 5 little. I'm going to shorten little. And I will, now this part is kind of funny, is I'm going to have to write backwards, spelling backwards here. And my handwriting is atrocious this morning. But like I said, I'm going to take my own advice and not fret. Okay. Now, around the edges, here we go. That's what I got. 5 little pumpkins. And then I'm just going to make some little dash marks around the edge. And if the edges of my label need to be frayed a little bit, I'm going to do that as well. Some of these little faux stitches, I'm going to make them a little bit longer. Some of them are going to be a little bit different size than the others, because we want this to look a little bit more realistic. You could print a label if you wanted to, but I think this gives it a little bit more character. And if you just kind of go back and forth, sometimes it takes a couple of strokes of that pen to get the lines dark enough to show up good for you. Okay, how easy was that? Okay, now I'm gonna hot glue that on. Right now I'm probably just gonna put a couple of dots of glue in the corners and in the center. because I don't want this to have a real obvious line underneath of it. You know how hot glue, sometimes when it dries, it leaves bumpies underneath of it. And this is going to kind of be off-centered a little bit. And I'm okay with that. Let me show this to you so you can see what we got. Put that back there. And I'm probably going to glue my little pumpkins down. That's what we got so far. Isn't that sweet? Let's go ahead and let's glue these pumpkins down. I think I've got them where I want them. And that way, I'll give you a word of advice. When you're making these pumpkins and you're letting them dry, if you want some to kind of sit, see how that one kind of sits over, kind of off balanced, if you will? That's what I did when I dried it. I just made a little flat, you can see the little flat indentation. I flattened it so that it would intentionally lay that direction. And to get some realistic stems, use some branches of a grapevine wreath. You know how grapevine wreaths, they also have those little tendrils, those little curly cues that are perfect for little pumpkins. And so let me give you a close-up of this one. See the little curly cues on that? Just break those off of a grapevine wreath, and while the dough is still wet, you can stick those in there. My comment stopped scrolling. Let me get back down to the bottom. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. You can stick those in there, and then once they dry, they're in there good. They're not gonna budge. Okay, so let's get those glued down. And we're going to make our little hang tag for our pumpkin. And I kind of like the way that fabric, that little creepy cloth kind of drapes over the side. And I have this off-centered, so if my ghost face is facing you, my label is a little off-centered, and I kind of like that because this kind of drapes over. Nothing is totally symmetrical on this one. Design element wise, let's see, get those glue strings off. Okay, now the little hang tag for the ghost, glue strings everywhere. I am going to use Elma. I know I got those little, here we go. I have some already little stained little tags, and I thought something hanging off right there would be really cute with some of my rusty safety pins that I got from Miss Esmeralda. Now let's see here. I want a smaller one. These are my big ones. I need a small one, which is in this little box. Oh yes, this is perfect. Okay, so these might be too small actually. Yeah, it might be too small. Let's see if I've got some medium-sized ones in here. I think this will work. It's a little big, but I think it'll work. Okay. So on this, let's put this back over here. We got 2 minutes. Okay. So on this, I think I'm just going to put, I'm going to write happy, and then I'm just going to put fall. And I will probably have to go back and grunge this up a little bit more. I'll probably add some little ink around the edges. Happy fall. I need to crumple it a little bit, make it look a little worn, a little tattered. And then I'm going to take this rusty safety pin, and let's see here. I kind of like the way that looks with the little backer on it of this little fabric. Let's layer it a little bit. And real quick, I had But I had a little piece of that ribbon left from the necktie, but I guess not. Let's punch a little hole in this. Okay, all day long, you guys, Crafters coming up with more pumpkin themed ideas. I hope you enjoy the day, and I can't wait to see all of the fun projects that are heading your way. I'll be getting to see some of them as well. I'm going to safety pin that on, and I'm going to fuss with that a little bit probably, but there we go. How cute is that? I love it. Stuff it with some candy treats, some unexpected little treats for your visitors by your front door on your entryway table, but it hides the candy, but gives you some cuteness, and it's also going to give you some wonderful smell. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Thanks for joining me this morning, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.